the cracks, play it cool. Everyone thought I was fine, but they never saw the truth. I folded my pain like a note, tucked it deep in my coat, said I'm okay one more time, while my heart was coming undone. Every goodbye I swallowed whole, every stay I never spoke. These are the tears I never showed, crying in places nobody goes. I laughed through the hurt, I played my role, but I was breaking slow by slow. You never saw me fall apart, I kept it quiet, kept it cold. These are the tears I never showed. Your name still lives in my chest, like a song I can't forget. I replay the nights we lost, every word I didn't say yet. I held the door when you left, said nothing, just wished you well. But the silence screamed so loud when I was alone with myself. I trained my heart to stay composed, even when it overflowed. These are the tears I never showed, crying in places nobody goes. I laughed through the hurt, I played my role, but I was breaking slow by slow. You never saw me fall apart, I kept it quiet, kept it cold. These are the tears I never showed. If you looked a little closer, you'd see the damage in my eyes. I was drowning in plain sight, calling it being fine. I carried us long after you let go, with a strength I didn't know. These are the tears I never showed, every goodbye I learned to hold. I loved you more than you'll ever know, even when you turned into a ghost. Now I'm letting the truth unfold, no more hiding what I know. These are the tears I never showed. I'm done pretending I'm made of stone. These are the tears I never showed. These are the tears I never showed. Morning light slips through the cracks, a room that still smells like us. Your silence sits heavy on my chest, like words we never got to trust. I count the scars I didn't choose, learn to smile when it still stings. Every dream we never finished echoes in the quiet things. I thought love would save me, but it taught me how to fall. Now I'm standing in the wreckage, trying not to lose it all. I'm broken, but still breathing, still waking up each day, carrying the weight of us in a heart that wouldn't break. I'm shattered, still believing there's a reason I'm alive. Even if you took my future, I'm broken, but still breathing tonight. I replay every what if, like it might change the end. Your name is stitched in every prayer I never learned to send. I wear my pain like armor now, chasing who we used to be. I gave you all I had and a little bit more. Now I'm learning how to stand on this unfamiliar floor. I'm broken but still breathing, still fighting through the pain, holding on to pieces I can't put back the same. I'm shattered, still believing this ache won't be my life, even if you left me empty. I'm broken but still breathing tonight. Maybe healing's just surviving one more lonely song. Maybe strength is staying here when everything feels wrong. If hope is just a flicker in the dark I couldn't see, I'll guard it with what's left of me. I'm broken but still breathing, still learning how to stay, finding light in all the cracks you carved along the way. I'm hurting, still believing this heart will heal in time. You may have broken everything, but I'm still breathing. I'm still mine. I kept the TV on to drown the quiet out, the kind of silence that you only hear in empty houses. I found your coffee mug, the one with the chipped rim, still sitting on the coaster where you left it for him. I spent 3 years whispering so I wouldn't wake your ghost. I gave you every piece of me, the parts I needed most. I loved you louder than the thunder in your head. I loved you better than the words we never said. I fought the shadows when you couldn't find the light. I stayed awake to be the anchor in your night. But you're a different kind of gone, a different shade of blue. I guess I loved you louder than you wanted me to. Used to say my voice was the only thing that worked to stop the bleeding and the places where it hurt. But then you started craving the sound of slamming doors, like you couldn't feel a thing unless we went to war. Now I'm screaming at the ceiling just to hear a sound, watching all the heavy walls come crashing to the ground. I loved you louder the air, but I'm just trying to find the echo of you hiding there. I loved you louder, yeah, I loved you louder. Now the quiet is the only thing I have to share. Finally took your picture off the hallway wall. The ghost of us was getting far too loud. I thought if I could rearrange the furniture at all, I'd find a way to clear this heavy cloud. But the mail still comes for you on Tuesday afternoons, and the coffee's bitter now that I'm just making one. I'm learning how to live in these empty, silent rooms, but the hardest part has only just begun. Because your name still hurts to say out loud. It's a jagged little stone inside my mouth. I can talk about the weather or the city or the crowd, but I stumble when the conversation turns back south. It's just two syllables, a simple sound, but it's the weight that pulls me to the ground. I'm doing better, yeah, I'm doing fine, until someone speaks your name and it breaks mine. I saw your brother at the grocery store today. I ducked behind the aisle to hide my eyes. I didn't have the strength for what he'd have to say, or the courage for the how are you lies. He almost called me over, I could see it in his face. The shadow of your smile was in his grin. I ran out to the car just to find some breathing space before the oxygen started getting thin. Because your name still hurts to say out loud. It's a jagged little stone inside my mouth. I can talk about the weather or the city or the crowd, but I stumble when the conversation turns back south. It's just two syllables, a simple sound, but it's the weight that pulls me to the ground. I'm doing better, yeah, I'm doing fine, until someone speaks your name and it breaks mine. It used to be a prayer, it used to be a song, it used to be the rhythm I live by all along. Now it's a warning, now it's a scar. Funny how a word can travel quite this far. From a whisper on a pillow to a cold and empty sting. Now it's my least favorite part of everything. I'm doing better, most days I'm fine, but I still can't say it. No, I still can't say it. It still hurts. Your name up at 6 a.m. without a word to say. Another silent morning in this hollowed out cafe. I checked the box for purpose, I filled out every form, but the atmosphere is freezing and the coffee isn't warm. I'm screaming at the ceiling, just looking for a sign, but the stars are unlisted and the moon is offline. And I'm just left on red by life again. 2 blue checks on a prayer that's paper thin. I pour my heart into the clouds, I let the message send, but the silence is the only thing that meets me at the end. Yeah, the world keeps spinning, but it doesn't wanna chat. I'm just left on red, and it's as cold as that. I followed all the arrows, I walked the dotted line. They told me if I waited it would all be worth the time, but the dial tone is steady and the screen is getting dark. I'm just a ghost light flickering in an empty city park. The universe is typing, then it disappears, leaving me to choke on the static of my fears. Is it a bad connection? Am I out of range? Or is the sender someone life don't want to exchange? I'm shouting at the ocean, I'm banging on the door, but the scene receipt is all I'm ever working for. And I'm just left on red by life again. 2 blue checks on a prayer that's paper thin. I pour my heart into the clouds, I let the message send, but the silence is the only thing that meets me at the end. Yeah, the world keeps spinning, but it doesn't wanna chat. I'm just left on red, and it's as cold as that. No vibration in my pocket, no ringing in the hall, just the glow of a screen and no answer at all. Left on red, left on red, left on red. Silence. I found your letter in a box of old regrets, beneath the winter coat I haven't worn just yet. The ink is faded, but the words are sharp and clear, the very things I waited 7 years to hear. You're saying sorry for the night you walked away, for every hollow promise that you didn't stay. But it's an apology that came alive too late, a tiny bridge built over oceans filled with hate. You're offering a candle to a house already burned, bringing back the lessons that I've already unlearned. The clock has stopped its ticking and the fire's turned to gray. It's just an apology that came too late. I used to practice how I tell you it's okay. I lived for the arrival of this very day. I kept a light on in the hallway of my mind, hoping for the mercy that you couldn't find. Now I'm reading through your grief and your remorse, but the rivers long ago decided on its course. It's an apology that came alive too late, a tiny bridge built over oceans filled with hate. You're offering a candle to a house already burned, bringing back the lessons that I've already unlearned. The clock has stopped its ticking and the fire's turned to gray. It's just an apology that came too late. You wanna clear your conscience, you wanna sleep at night, you wanna hear me tell you that you've finally done it right. But forgiveness isn't something you can just demand when you're holding out a white flag to a ghost in no man's land. Yeah, it's an apology that came alive too late, a tiny bridge built over oceans filled with hate. You're offering a candle to a house already burned, bringing back the lessons that I've already unlearned. The clock has stopped its ticking and the fire's turned to gray. It's just an apology that came too late to save us, but too late to try. The ink is dry now, so am I.